Thankfully, we got all the talking out of the way. More than anything, I guess it's probably just for me, because seeing it a second time is just, like, I know their story, so it's kind of like, I don't want to repeat it. Get to the good part, which is just adventuring around and stuff.
I am kind of spoiled on the ending, but...
Right, I heard, well, actually, I've spoiled too. Apparently, it's kind of not as great as I thought it would be. From what I understand, anyway.
Hello.
Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Newton Blight. I've lost my mate. Can't find him anywhere.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. Please, calm down and give me more details.
Oswald and myself were both infantry, sir. We were en route for the hospital, but we had a disagreement. And Oswald ran off towards the canal.
How long have you been searching for him?
I can't go there. Too many rats by the water. Fucking rats. Can't stand them since the war, sir. Can't stand them at all.
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many soldiers who survived the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend. What can you tell me about yourself?
I'm Oswald's best friend. We served in the same regiment, sir. Taken care of each other since we came back from the front.
Taking care of each other, he says.
What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Oswald Thatcher. We survived the war together. Oswald is nervous and quite fragile since we came back from the war.
This is a dangerous part of town. What are you doing here?
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital. We both need help. Treatment, I mean. To get some sleep. Just need to feel better, sir.
Where was your friend the last time you saw him?
He went down by the canal. He didn't want to go to the hospital. I think he went to the sewers on purpose. So I couldn't go after him.
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
It wouldn't be that way. He'd actually be, that way. I think you can open that gate now. I think that's the only way to...
We've dodged death so many
No?
times. Oswald, you can't just die like this.
The Y is... no, wait.
The Y is the main quest. Okay, let's do some side
Right.
quests.
Going this way is the main quest. I think going across that bridge, right there, I think is the main. It is a secondary quest, I think.
It says it's in here. Like I'm in the
Oh, right
area
here?
for it. Oh, wait, I think I know.
Ah, okay. That makes sense now. Boxes behind you.
Huh? Oh.
Oh, just the one.
What?
fucking fast!
I need more blood.
Like, fine.
And I think there was a letter on the table where that little head symbol is. Small bag of junk. Nice. It's so funny.
And I think the local command post is higher level than I am. Who was it that had?
Cox has fatigue.
No, who was it that had the investigation?
Oh, the guy on the bottom right.
Oh, there was somebody else too.
Oh, you mean like what you just got? That was Vampire Lady.
No, somebody else had a damn... Who was it?
What are you talking about?
Somebody else had an investigation for me. I can't remember who. Okay, well, what does it look like? Where do I find the investigation? Oh, over here. Herp derp.
Oh.
Shillings. This hospital is much bigger than on the outside than it seems from the inside.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Here we go.
Oh shit. Hiya. I like the hacksaw.
So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well.
I mean, we kind of knew about it already, but you know.
I cannot enter.
It's the front entrance.
Swish, swoosh, schmonk. Oh, don't be so nervous. She's just moody. She's a hateful little shit, isn't she? Come on. Yeah, you tell her. You tell her. You're just trying to be nice. I could probably unlock that later. Ooh. Blood. Blood.
Blah, blah, blah.
They certainly make this place creepy. I've got tons of these glass vials. Jesus. What was the point of this room? That skeleton scared me.
Balls of Mars. Fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Ah!
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Because you know it's the basement key just by looking at it. What? I was like, why did you pull out your sword? So wait, how do...
What were you saying, Jackie?
Can you parry with one-handed weapons, or is that only two-handed? Because, like, this guy's blocking, and I don't know how to do it. Oh, Jesus Christ, die.
It's locked, all right.
I think there's a... I don't remember.
Oh! That scared me.
They try to do those little jump scares once in a while.
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
Bullet. You're dead. Shillings. They used to call them caucasoids.
Wait, where?
It says that under
okay.
race.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
Look at the body. You have to investigate it. Yes, there are some weapons that blood absorb. So not only can you stun them, you can take their blood.
Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps? Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman.
You just
The chest was originally open to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful. Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then, he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
Uh-oh, Dr. Tippett, you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
hate the hell there's not a map in here. Oh, hi. Right. Shit. Jesus.
These scowls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
I think they just blocked out the stairs to force me to teleport.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I think I needed that stuff. I thought it gave me enough to have one for myself and one for the people. Whoops.
Bring the medicine to Dorothy Crane in the patient's room. I guess you actually did the right thing.
There we go. I feel much better. I saw you. Oh, it pierces. Neat. Jesus, ugly bitch. Wait. There's... Oh, well, I suppose I could go through the main door. Loading, loading, loading. The screen just keeps on loading. Why does it say she's over there? Oh, right, because that's the hospital. Herp derp. Well, I guess I have to go all the way around. I think. Yeah.
This root beer suddenly really sucks. What the fuck happened? Ugh.
Oh, right, that's the left one. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything
Are you
of value?
barking at me, young lady?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Recovery.
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you hospitalized here because you tried to kill yourself.
Yes, it's true.
All right, then. This is the first time we've really shared information about your case. Shall we call this progress?
Call it what you want, Dr. Reed.
You can trust me. I won't report you to the authorities. My one and only concern is your health.
I guess I should thank you then.
Can I help you
I
in any
guess
way,
you
Mr. Goswick?
should.
I wrote a letter for my mother. She was supposed to read it after my death. But I suppose she doesn't have to read it now.
I see. And is this letter still near the place where you tried to take your own life?
Yes. And I don't want anyone reading my last words. I mean, I'm still here. If you bring me back that letter, then perhaps we'll talk.
All right.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Come now, we can handle this.
What is my mesmerized level? Is that what the top left is?
No, that's your actual level.
Safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening,
You
Doctor.
can press
Still trying to
L2,
save lives.
and you can see. There you go.
I have
You're
some
level
good
2 right now.
news, Milton.
What?
No, he's level
The
2. I'm level
epidemic's
1.
over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin color that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please.
What am I
take this money
standing on?
anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not
Am I just that
everybody's
much
as
taller than him?
broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
He's got a point.
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see this city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow we may be fighting for food.
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm
Good
fine,
boy.
Doc. Physically, at least.
You caught it.
But I would give everything to be in a better place right now.
Goodbye, Milton.
Where's... There you are. Alright.
Uh-oh.
You? Oh, I don't have another fatigue cure. Sorry, guy.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Nope.
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
Yikes.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.
That did not increase your worth to me.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Why does Dr. Tippett's claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett's in our situation?
I can't say I approve of what you did. But as a field surgeon, I know that some situations require you to bend the rules.
I'm not proud of what I've done, but to contain the epidemic must be our priority, so we can't afford to lose Dr. Tippett's.
I've decided that I won't reveal Dr. Tippett's, shall we say, misdemeanor.
I'm so glad you share my point of view. Dr. Tippett is a brilliant practitioner. We most definitely need his know-how.
I hope you're right. This is a huge risk we're taking.
Dr. Tippett must regain his confidence. Please, keep this decision between you and me. He doesn't need to know you found out.
Well.
Hint failed. Oops. Oops.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
I guess we should have gone to her first. I think I did the same thing.
I mean, why would I think I needed to go to her first?
Right, yeah.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Hint failed.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
I think you'll get maybe... Yeah, I don't know if you'll get any more from him now.
Must prove what we are capable of.
You really should probably find that guy that is with that other guy down at the docks. Where is he? Why is it not showing on here though? That's what I'm confused about. Wait, go L1.
Oh, L1.
Oh.
Where's the guy?
That's weird.
Maybe because I can't get to the docks yet?
Maybe. That might be it, yeah.
Because that gate was locked.
Oh, you have to talk to Edgar Swansea.
Yeah, I think talking to him will unlock it. I need to talk to Thelma and...
It's there again.
Not you. Who the fuck are you? Oh.
The guy you saved.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
What is the general
just
situation
so
in
generous.
the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers Trade Union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Very nervous.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox
love
went
his
missing,
voice.
it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks, and I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
And yet, people
Why
call
didn't
him
you
a saint.
use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Harriet Jones, former Prime Minister.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel...
Wait, have you even spoken to Harriet Jones?
You're in good hands.
She's
here.
locked in the room behind me.
Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
I'm not sure I can get in yet. Yeah.
Oh.
She even kind of looks like Harriet Jones from Doctor Who. Harriet Jones, Prime Minister.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense, now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reed. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
Little does she know
I'll
vampires
leave
being
you,
hunted.
Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Your last thoughts would be, sir.
Just drag her into the sun, Jesus.
Right.
I think that takes care of all my hints. Unless... Oh, I need to speak with Tippa as well. Where the fuck is that bitch? Woman, where are you?
She might be outside with her buddy.
Oh, coming back together. That's a walk of shame.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Milton cheats patients out of their money at this hospital, Pippa. Are you his accomplice?
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful? By abusing the sick and poor?
No. It is my definition of getting out of this useless life once and for all.
Whose idea was it?
What difference does it make? We did it together, and I'm guilty as charged.
Answer my question.
It was my idea first, even though Milton would say it was his, to protect me.
Why do you do it?
Why not? Most of the sick who paid for a bed are already dead, or will be soon. Don't you see the futility of all this?
You put a price on hope. This goes against everything you swore to uphold as a nurse.
Report me then, Dr. Reed. Report the little nurse and keep on lying about the surgical errors, the wrong dosages and diagnostics that we all covered for the sake of our colleagues.
Damn.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
Pippa, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes, Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins, but are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke, but we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Goodbye,
So I
Nurse
completed her shit. Good lord. She's worth 3,000, but I can't entrance her. Maybe I should rest so I can entrance people.
Probably after, well, I don't know if you want to rest quite yet, because you have to medicate 2 people, and if you don't, it just gets worse.
I don't know where to get more of the sodium stuff, though. Anyway, it's
Talk to
10 o'clock,
Swansea's.
and